My man, you came to the right place. Let's help you out. So the first thing we need to do is actually give you an athlete life cycle, give you this spectrum to see where you're at on that spectrum so we know what to do. So you're an offensive lineman. I don't know if that's middle school, high school, or college, but I'm going to start very general, give you the general stuff that you need to work on, then we can get specific about actual movements that will help that, but we need to lay out this general path. So most of my knowledge about offensive linemen and strength and conditioning as a whole came from John Welborn. Look him up. He played 10 years in the NFL for the Chiefs and the Eagles. When you're talking about a kick step, it's so much deeper than that. It's the daily things that you do in the weight room, outside of the weight room, that are going to make you better at a kick step, which is going to make you better as a lineman. So we all know what a bucket step is, right? Offensive lineman takes that kick step. We take a bucket step with our outside foot to try to keep that edge. We do not want to take a bucket step. Again, this is very general. The best way for an offensive lineman, the best way for any athlete to produce and reduce force, meaning moving side to side, moving forward and back, being able to produce force, is toes forward. So the offensive lineman that can hold the better posture and position will always win. It's the person that gets out of posture and position that gets swam moved, that gets bull rushed. Because soon as you take that bucket step, you externally rotate, you cannot produce and reduce force as effectively as that defensive lineman coming to take your head off. So how do you work on this? You have to have a standard, you have to have a black or white answer. Every single thing you do in the weight room has to be toes forward, not a little bit toes forward, perfectly toes forward. So that means your squats, your deadlifts, your cleans, your sprints, your change of direction, everything you do has to be toes forward. So when you sprint toes forward, the body has a correct sequence of muscle firing. That correct sequence is glute, hamstring, opposite QL. So when we sprint toes forward, that is the correct firing pattern. When we actually externally rotate, now that firing pattern is off. Now we can't optimally produce and reduce force. So that's the general portion. You have to do everything in your weight room toes forward, get that musculature, get that firing pattern, and ingrain that movement pattern into everything you do with your kick step. Now onto the specifics besides the toes forward with all your lifts. Next onto the specifics, look up Charles Poliquin. We do a lot of his med ball work. We do a lot of other med ball work that can really translate to that kick step and everything an offensive lineman does. This is a 180 throw, but you have to be specific. Watch his foot. We need that foot to point toes forward to this wall. So this is a great idea, but you have to do better than this guy. Make sure you have a 90-degree perfect toes forward position.